My name is Adam Bloom. I am the manager of the Levander's Body Shop in Grand Island. I have been in the automotive industry for probably 15 years total. I've been with Levander's for about 7. The collision repair industry, as of an automotive background, I've kind of always known, automotive, right? And so with the automotive world, I was kind of wanting to transition into something besides mechanic and tire sales in, that world. And so a job opportunity came up with Levander's, and I, applied for it, took it, and it's been the best move I've ever done in my life, so. The technology industry has changed quite a bit over the last 7 years. When I first started, you didn't have computers, you didn't have sensors, you didn't have advanced sensors. I guess there's always, park sensors, that type of stuff, but your car now is a traveling computer, with as far as, lane departure, anything that you can think of is in a car now. Every single car that gets fixed basically has to have a calibration to get those computers back to factory spec. After someone gets an accident, I would say is to make a claim. Call your insurance company, make a claim, get the process started. After that, once you've kind of got that, the claim is kind of the key to the city. Once you have that, you can, get to a body shop and get your car fixed. Yes, the customer always has a choice of where they want to fix their vehicle. Obviously, it's your choice, it's your vehicle. DRPs is a direct repair program. A lot of shops have them. With a DRP, it's a lot simpler, right? You can bring me your keys to your car, damaged. When we're done, got it fixed. You pick your keys right up. No, less hassle with checks. They can pay people directly, and they're a trusted partner. The insurance company trusts us to fix the car the way it's supposed to be. Plain and simple, quick and easy. Your vehicle is your second most valuable asset in your life, right? And so with that being said, it's very important to have your vehicle fixed correctly, fixed back to factory spec. Again, like I said earlier, it is a traveling computer, right? There's so much intertwined within it. Even a small bump and bruise on a bumper can still cause alignment to be off on any type of sensor, could drive funny, could make weird noises. So I would say, if it's something new, don't ignore it.
My name is Bryden Glazer, and I've been in the industry for about 23 years. Started when I was 12 in another body shop, sweeping the floor and taking trash out. And I've been here at Levander's for 5 years. My stepdad worked in another body shop, and they needed somebody to sweep the floor. So after school, I went in and swept the floor, took trash out, and kind of would get that done as quickly as I could. And walk around and learn from the guys. I learned how to weld there and shape metal, and just learning everything I could from those guys there. I've done a lot of restorations in the past on old classic vehicles. Worked at a custom shop out in Utah for a period of time, quite a lot. Safety systems, hybrid vehicles, high voltage stuff, aluminum vehicles. So, advanced safety systems that, really help the driver. Well, you gotta keep learning, stay up on, the vehicles and continued education. The ICAR and things like that. I would say the first thing is paint. Everybody notices the paint right away. You can always tell either paint match or, flaws in the paint, a bad blend. Second would be panel fitment, panel alignment, the gaps or how the panels line up to each other. Sometimes you can see bad body work. Coolest thing, I've worked on a lot of old stuff. I've done restored pedal cars and bicycles and motorcycles and classic cars. And I'd say the oldest thing I worked on was a 1915 electric car. Some of the bigger jobs in the collision side of it, I mean, when you get deep into a vehicle and you're working in the structure, you know, you're taking half of a car off, you know, and you're replacing the structure on the front end, or you get a heavy side hit, and you know, when you get, it's a challenge, but I like those challenges. So I would say listen to your vehicle. I mean, if you have a service light on the dash, or you get into a small accident and it doesn't look like much, maybe you just bumped your bumper, I'd say have it checked out, because there's a lot of monitors and sensors and things behind your bumpers and in the taillights that, you know, may not look bad, but it may have been a bracket or something, and it's going to throw that, you know, that safety system out of calibration, or bend a bracket that you need to have replaced and then recalibrated. So I'd say, you know, pay attention to your vehicle, and something small like that, I would still have it checked out.
My name is Jaden Mintz. I've been a painter here for 9 years. I've been in the industry for 11. I've always enjoyed working on cars and being hands-on. And then once I got to the paint side, that's really what I wanted to focus on. Everything's more computerized now, from the paint matching to the repair procedure. So you're always constantly learning and adapting to new technology. The camera system they have for this paint line really ups your efficiency by picking the best variant out of the paint codes. Because from the factory, you got different variances in paint. So the camera just helps you pick the best one. Paint matching is making sure the repaired area matches the rest of the factory finish as far as texture, color, and overall finish. The way we achieve it here is by using our camera and kind of polishing out a spot in the vehicle and then taking a picture of that spot. And then the camera will hook up to the computer and give us our best variant from the factory. Hand washing is probably the best thing you can do, is just regular hand wash the vehicle. And then keeping contaminants off the paint to help protect the clear coat and overall finish also goes a long ways. Probably seeing the car from start to finish and the transformation of it, and producing a clean paint job that looks factory is something I take pride in.
My name's Armando Villatoro, and I've been in the industry for 5 years. I think I've been with Lavanders for 4. I actually started as a student at Career Pathways, and from them I actually met a representative for Lincoln Tech, and it was a trade school in Colorado that I attended for a year, and that's where I first started doing collision work. I actually followed Brighton here. He was somebody that I worked under for his father at the last shop, who was my very first startup into the field. And after a while, a couple of years, he left and I followed pursuit, you know, shortly after. I think definitely a skill that I'm proud of is really like understanding how things can come apart and go back together. I feel like I overlook that sometimes, especially when somebody new comes in. I think it's definitely very important because, especially for me, if I have my vehicle's in an accident and I get it back after it's been in something pretty severe, I still expect my family to make it through another accident, you know? So I feel like that's a pretty important reason of why it's important to do everything correct. Because sometimes an accident happens, you know, if it's not correct, it could put somebody's lives in danger. And I'm definitely proud to put my names on things that are done properly. Definitely seeing the before and afters. You know, like you see a lot of videos online of people going, oh, look, I renovated or, you know, overhauled something, made it look brand new. And I feel like we do that a lot with every single vehicle that comes through from an accident, and then you get it back and it looks spanking new. My piece of advice is definitely do the work while you're here. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we can uncover when we do something as little as fix an offender. And we'll be like, hey, you know, you got this going on, you want to fix it? Now's the time while you're already paying 80% of the job, why not pay that an extra 20% and get everything done at once?
Lucas Seymour. I've been with Lavanders for 11 years. My job title is estimator. Young age, I was actually detailing first for Lavanders. Took the chance. Lavanders gave me opportunities, progressed, and moved up through the ranks. Hard to beat, job experience, knowledge is power. Being around other good workers makes a big difference. Yeah, I think it's good to know, see damage in its entirety from start to finish, be able to recognize things as you go along. Estimatics is ultimately the guessing factor of that. There's more to it as you work on the vehicles, tear them down, and actually repair them. Yeah, so mainly it's a week-to-week basis. Insurances like to see wrapped up, finished up within a week, a business week. Many different factors, many different variables. Parts, delays in parts themselves, procedure, recovery, researching the vehicle itself, brandage. So it's an easy one. Leave the work to the professionals. I'd say connecting A to C, being that middle part, informing people. Nobody plans on totaling a vehicle out. There's a lot of steps involved with that between you and your insurance, and then the car itself.